Hey, well done for clicking on this video. This is Go Battle Breakdown, a series where we take a look at a single Go Battle League battle and break it down, really look through all the little minutiae of the battle to see what we can learn from it and bring into our future battles, hopefully become better battlers. If you like what you're about to see, just a really quick, simple, easy thing you can do to help and give back is to click the like button. All you have to do is just click that mouse button once, and it actually does a fairly large amount of work in helping this video get discovered by more people. Obviously, right now, I'm a small creator. I'm small potatoes at the moment, but just clicking that like button will help to change that, really. Now, this is going to be a battle from Ultra League Remix. I did not think I was going to be participating in Ultra League Remix just because I can't XL anything. I don't have the candy. I don't grind enough. So I was thinking I'd just have to do normal Ultra League like a boring person throughout this whole time. But then I want to give a shout out to another creator named ThoTechtical, much bigger than me, and much more accomplished. He released a video recently with a team that you can make for Ultra League Remix that is pretty good and doesn't require any XL, also doesn't require any legendary Pokemon, which is awesome. So I will hopefully remember to link that video below. If not, maybe leave a comment to remind me and I'll fix that. So yeah, let's take a look at the battle. Speed that one up. Okay, so really bad start. Drifblim versus Machamp, Shadow Machamp. We all know how that goes. My secret weapon, I guess you could call it, is Payback. I didn't think that Payback was much of a secret weapon. I thought it was fairly obvious looking at the meta that Payback was the preferred move for Machamp. The only thing, as ThoTechtical points out in his video, the only thing you really need Rock Slide for on Machamp is like Mandibuzz. And to be fair, this team as a whole, fairly weak to Mandibuzz. It can definitely play, like Machamp can beat Mandibuzz if it's got shields. Snorlax can beat Mandibuzz over time. But in general, it's going to struggle a little bit against Mandibuzz. So you might like Rock Slide for that reason, but like with that reason aside, really every other reason you'd want Payback for. Now, I thought this was obvious. Apparently not many people do, because I found so many people not shielding Payback. I managed to flip and win battles that I had no right to win by throwing the Payback when either they didn't expect it or they expected me to bait. So, unfortunately in this situation, when they've got two shields up and we take a lot longer to get to Payback than they do to their charge moves, this is not a situation we want to be in. So we switch out straight away here to the Snorlax. Now, let's just double check. I believe that Snorlax and Gengar both beat Drifblim. There is the Snorlax, and I mean, I was running Superpower, but that doesn't really matter in this matchup. Snorlax wins. It's very close in the one shield. All of these are extremely close, but we are winning all the even shield situations. We are losing with a disadvantage. How about Gengar? I was running double Ghost. Again, if you're worried about Mandibuzz, maybe Sludge Bomb's an option, but and you know what? Sludge Bomb might also be an option because against other Ghosts, you're really only going to need Shadow Claw and Shadow Punch. There are some neutral matchups that you might want Shadow Ball for, like Kingdra. I've faced a couple of Kingdra that that Shadow Ball is definitely handy for. I've faced Grand Bull, but I think you can really beat that one with just Shadow Claw and Shadow Punch. So it's really up to you, I guess. You're probably not going to use that nuke move too often. And Shadow Machamp, which is going to be pretty popular in this cup. That's one that you just need Shadow Claw and Shadow Punch for as well. Against Drifblim, looks like that's definitely a much more polarized situation. That's either a solid win or a solid loss. But again, we win all the even shield scenarios and lose all the disadvantage scenarios. So, all in all, we're doing pretty well against the Drifblim here. We do want to try and burn shields. We do want to try and burn shields to maybe, if we are stuck in a situation that Machamp is back in against Drifblim, then the Drifblim can't have any shields for us to be able to pay back it. So I guess throwing in Gengar here would have been a better option. But we threw in Snorlax, and we are just going to grind this win out. Now, with Body Slam being double resisted and Superpower being triple resisted, I'm actually wondering if it's better, technically, to just throw straight fast moves, or to throw those Body Slams as well. So, Superpower. So in the one shield, this is us throwing the Body Slams when they get there. The trouble with that is that I don't think it's doing it here, but oh yeah, there's situations like this where these if you haven't used this sandbox mode of PV Poke before, these little circles indicate where the player is tapping, and then the colored square is when the damage is applying. So here we're throwing the charge move. They've tapped before we've thrown the charge move. They get in a free hex, and the energy applies as soon as our charge move finishes. So that is an extra disadvantage that comes along with throwing the charge move. So we win there in this situation with a rating of 504. What if we don't throw charge moves at all? What happens then? Drifblim wins that one, so we do need to throw Body Slams, is the answer I'm getting out of that. And look at this, we're only winning the 2 shield situations if we don't throw. So we have to throw some Body Slams in the Snorlax Drifblim matchup. It feels like it shouldn't work, doesn't it? You see how little that's doing, and you're like, why is it worth it? Out comes Ferrothorn. And so now we throw the Superpower. Doesn't really do as much as we'd like. Okay, and because they have locked in their Pokemon, we can now lock in ours. Was that clever? Potentially. One thing that might happen is, depending on what they've got in the back, generally people will try and avoid having 2 Pokemon weak to a certain thing. So the fact that they brought in Ferrothorn here, maybe that is evidence that they won't have something that's weak to counter in the back, which means that we can lock in Machamp here and afford to have it murdered by the Drifblim. On the other hand, if we take out this Ferrothorn and Drifblim comes back in, takes out the Machamp, well, we've only got like 1 Pokemon plus, another one that's in the red left. Maybe we do need that Machamp later. That might come back to bite us in the ass. So we don't know yet whether this was a good decision. Hopefully, and I want to I want to make this disclaimer, I guess. For those who haven't seen my content before, I am primarily a competitive player, so I focus on stuff like Silph Arena. Ultra League and Master League are a lot more foreign to me, so I don't understand the meta quite as well yet as I would Great League. So I'm kind of learning this as we go, just as much as you hopefully are. Okay, so now we've got the payback. We presume Drifblim's coming back in. We throw the payback. And they were wise to it at that time. So it didn't happen every time, but I promise you, I was getting some sweet wins, some sweet no shields with payback. Sending in the Pokemon that is one charge move away from fainting, that just serves to burn their energy. As you could see, Drifblim was only 2 hexes away from an Icy Wind, so it was going to get to the Icy Wind before Gengar got to a Shadow Punch. So we threw in Snorlax to be the shield, the energy sponge. And that enabled us to farm down the Drifblim. So now we're in a good situation. All of a sudden, we've now got Gengar with 2 shields and a bunch of energy, and our opponent's got 1 shield. So depending on what it is, look, there's not too much that we lose against here. Let's check this out. Let's go multi-battle. We'll go, where is it? Remix, Ultra League Remix. And Gengar. How much energy did we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Shadow Claws worth of energy. Ah, here it is. So Gengar beats 88% of the meta. Oh, sorry, wait, that's with in the 1-1 shield. Let's give it 2 shields. %94 of the meta. Gengar beats 94% of the Ultra League Remix. And I guarantee that a lot of these Pokemon it's losing to, these 26 Pokemon that it's losing to, are Pokemon that you're not going to see very much. Kangaskhan, maybe. Exploud, no. Pidgeot, literally can't. Shadow Snorlax, there you go. That's one that you will lose in the 2-1 shield. Stoutland, Dunsparce, regular Snorlax. Licky you might see, maybe. Swordsbuck, Pyro, they're all normal Pokemon. Munchlax is listed here. Now, one thing we do have to factor in is that we've lost about a quarter of our HP. So let's put this down to 100 HP and see how that affects things. So now we're down to 91%. That's still just as impressive, in my opinion. So Gengar with energy is just fire. Was that the smart move? Should I have gone straight weather ball, or should I have gone for the shadow punches? I use my second shield here. And get to the final shadow punch to KO and win. So, let's take a look at that. We've got these factors worked in, we're going to take a look specifically at the Polytoad matchup. Now, this will naturally bait for the first one to burn that shield and then go throw straight Shadow Balls. It's still taking 2 Shadow Balls to get there. Now we can turn off baiting. And Polytoad wins that one. So, interesting. I nearly blew that, is what I'm getting there. If they had shielded that first Shadow Ball, then that would have allowed them enough time to get to the Weather Balls that they need to KO. Let's sandbox this for a second. What if I throw the... Actually, we'll go back to baiting. And what if I throw that Shadow Punch and they don't shield? What happens then? So we get to another Shadow Claw. Let's just throw straight Shadow Punches. And at the same time, they're going Weather Ball. We win CMP. We can shield that. And they're shielding one of our punches. So they've got to shield one eventually. They've got a shield. They're going to use it. So let's shield this one. Well, that's fascinating. So, in the end, we actually had the best possible scenario there, which was throwing the Shadow Ball and them not shielding it. If we had thrown Shadow Punch and they hadn't shielded it, then we would have lost as well. So, I guess equal best scenario. Like, if we'd thrown the Shadow Punch and they had shielded, then we would have won as well. And the fact that we threw the Shadow Ball and it wasn't shielded, that was another win condition. So we had the 2 win conditions there. And we I guess, got lucky, or we just read our opponent better. We decided to throw the Shadow Ball thinking that they wouldn't shield, and we got the right call. And that enabled us to maintain that win. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I am a big part of a Discord community that we have started at the moment called Pallet Town PvP. It is where we get together and help each other to learn and get better at this game and kind of grow the numbers of people who are playing it, particularly competitively. I will have a link to that in the description of the video. If you want to come and join us and help out in Pallet Town, please come and do so. We really want to see you there. And I will see you in the next video.